book lovers, it is G-Swizz here, and I'm here today to talk about some romance books that I have on my TBR. If you didn't know, this is a 7 on Sunday topic, and I am the host of 7 on Sunday. I will link the Goodreads page down in the description where you can check it out, and you can participate in a topic in the future, or you can suggest a topic. Today's 7 on Sunday topic has to do with romance books on the top of your TBR, whether they have a romantic subplot, or whether they are in the romance category slash genre altogether. I've decided to go with the latter. You guys already know that majority of the fantasy and everything that doesn't fall under contemporary, anything that I read usually has a romantic subplot anyway. However, because I'm finally getting into contemporary romance, I am now going to share some contemporary romances or have romance as their main plot rather than subplot. Those books I'm going to be mentioning today. A few of the books that I have on this list do have some magical realism concept. There's also a bit of a mythological retelling as well. So I guess without further ado, I'm going to talk about some romance books on my TBR. I'm going to start with a young adult contemporary romance. Very much looking forward to reading Heartstopper by Alice Oseman. I have all 4 volumes out so far on my TBR. I believe the 4th volume came out in the UK and Australia ages ago. For some reason, it's only publishing in the US this year. So I actually don't know if we're gonna get any additions to the series. I know we're gonna get a yearbook, but that's pretty much it within this next year. But I'm very much looking forward to reading Heartstopper. Unlike the rest of the books on this TBR, this is indeed a graphic novel. However, it would have similar romantic elements just taking place in school. A lot of my friends really love Heartstopper and cannot get over the main characters. I hope that I feel similarly to them. While I don't read a lot of young adult contemporary, I do watch a lot of young adult-ish shows. Like last weekend, as I'm speaking, I binge watched Love, Victor just within that short time period, and I really enjoyed it. I feel like I enjoy consuming that content in streaming show form, and yes, those are the kind of shows that I tend to reach for. Now, I just need to do it in terms of my reading. And I think that Heartstopper will probably be easier to get into considering that it is a graphic novel. So I'll let you guys know how I feel about it once I get to it. The next book I want to bring up is One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston. I've wanted to read this book for a very long time now. I feel like this book in particular influenced my transition into contemporary-esque romance. And I can't say that because I haven't necessarily read it, but I can say that because its concept has really intrigued me, and I've heard great things about this one book. The subway romance concept is very intriguing to me and has definitely attracted me to the idea of reading this book. Everybody was absolutely raving about Casey McQuiston back when Red, White, and Royal Blue, which is also on this list, funnily enough, came out. We're pretty much praising them and saying that they're an amazing writer based on this book alone. And I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't necessarily sold on the idea of Red, White, and Royal Blue as much as I was with One Last Stop, but because everybody is praising this book as well, of course I'm gonna give it a try, considering that I was already fascinated in reading One Last Stop. I'm planning to read both of these this year. I'm super excited. 2 of my friends recommended this on my TBR for the 12 Friends Pick My TBR challenge, and I'm really happy that these 2 books were picked because just hearing what people have to say about them, I just know that I'm gonna have a good time. Next, I'm gonna bring up the mythological reimagining. Unlike the rest of the books that I'm going to share, this involves a tragic love story. I think I'm daunted because of that. That, my friends, is The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. I don't think I would regularly pick a book like this up because I don't want to deliberately feel pain. I don't know. I mean, like, I'm already having trouble enough as it is finishing the These Violent Delights duology by Chloe Gong, you know? That is hard enough for me as it is. I even put on my TBR for this month to read They Both Die at the End. Like, I honestly don't know why I'm starting to reach out to feel more pain. But one thing's for sure, I am terrified to finally read The Song of Achilles, but if it's as good as what everybody is saying, regardless of the tragedy, then I think it will be worth it. I think I do need to give it a shot, and I have this beautiful special edition here. I just know that I'm going to feel pain after I read it. Fingers crossed that I do get to it eventually, but I definitely do want to get to it this year. I want to feel the tragic romantic feelings. The next book I have to bring up is Witch Please. So I first heard about this book when the Bookish Box were doing an adult subscription box on it, and they still only provided a paperback anyway, so it's not like I purchased it from them. But everybody who was reading it that month was raving about it. So it's essentially kind of like a magical realism, but also has contemporary elements. It's pretty much compared to the TV show Bewitched, which, funnily enough, I was actually not allowed to watch much growing up because my parents, they didn't like any concept of witchcraft. Regardless of whether it was family friendly or light on the witchcraft aspect or not, any kind of form of witchcraft or any TV show title with the word witch in it, like, they would strictly ban from us. Yeah, so I was definitely under a rock growing up. But now that I'm an adult, you know, I'm not gonna lie, I've always been curious about the idea of the Bewitched TV show, because it would be kind of like a contemporary-esque comedy where the witch pretty much solves everyone's problems and whatnot. This companion series is actually called The Fix-It Witches. I'm guessing that it was heavily inspired by Bewitched. I'm not gonna lie, I'm very much looking forward to reading this book and letting you guys know my thoughts. Considering that, you know, I didn't really grow up with Bewitched anyway, and I don't mind a bit of magic sprinkled into my books, I cannot wait to read Witch Please and let you guys know how I feel about it, and I hope that I'm gonna get the best kind of romantic-y feels from this book, because I'm just mostly intrigued by the witch concept, but I haven't really considered how much I might swoon over the romance, so we'll see how that goes. I see this book in the romance section, and similarly to Witch Please, it kind of has the Bewitched vibes, but I'm very curious to see how this fits into romance, because the title is called The X-Hex, and this is by Erin Sterling. I remember everybody was getting this in their Book of the Month subscription last year. I really wanted to read it. I love the cover. I also really like the title page. Like, everything about this book is like screaming amazing aesthetics to me. Kind of reminds me of the concept of Witch Please, but also that romance book called Payback's a Witch, which I also do want to read. Like, what if I just have like a full-on trilogy of like fantasy contemporary romances, all witch themed? I wonder how that will go for me. But in all honesty, I kind of hope that the books are like unique to themselves. But I really do want to read The X-Hex for similar reasons why I wanted to read Witch Please. Unlike Witch Please, because this came in a Book of the Month subscription for many people, I heard a lot more buzz about The X-Hex. So I kind of already know where everybody stands with this one, but I cannot wait to read it regardless. The next two books I have to bring up are from the same author, and I'm also planning to read the book that they plan to release this year as well. But the books I gotta mention on my TBR currently are Beach Read and You and Me on Vacation, aka People We Meet on Vacation, because it's actually the same book, just a different title in the UK and in Australia, funnily enough. I thought that this was the sequel to People We Meet on Vacation. When I looked it up, I found out that they are the same book. So I have wanted to read Emily Henry for a long time. I actually was close to reading The Love That Split the World, which was, I believe, their debut novel, but unfortunately I didn't hear the greatest things about that book because it has insta-love, and everybody was like obsessed with the fact that it had insta-love, and so that was its only defining trait. So I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty much turned off from reading that book. However, with these books, I've just been hearing nothing but great things about them. I'm not gonna lie, looking in the direction of Emily Henry's books, I've always wondered whether I was ever gonna get back into contemporary romances just so that I could try out Emily Henry's books. And I'm really happy that I've purchased these books, and I'm very much looking forward to reading them. I don't know which one I'll start off with first. Maybe I'll start off with Beach Read, only because Beach Read, I believe, was the first out of the two. And then I'll go on to You and Me on Vacation. And I'm so excited for Book Lovers, which is coming out in May. I mean, just the title excites me. I mean, what up, book lovers? I'm literally gonna walk up to that book in the bookstore on release day and be like, what up, book lovers? Because only I can really do that and pull it off, you know? I'm so excited to check these books out and let you guys know how I feel about them. I really hope I love them just as much as everybody else does. Final one that I've got to mention is the one that I'm most excited for. I'm really hyping this up in my head, but I feel like I really need to read it. I feel a strong connection to it already, and I think it's because of the representation. Yeah, I think a lot of you guys already know that The Love Hypothesis is on this list. I am so excited to read The Love Hypothesis. I've mentioned it before, demisexual representation is something that I've wanted to see for such a long time because it's such a real place, it's such a real thing, you know? I'm very much looking forward to reading The Love Hypothesis for that reason. A lot of people are really hyped up about this book because it's Reylo fanfiction. I couldn't really give a damn about Reylo, to be honest, because I'm not a Star Wars fan and I've never really been, so that's not necessarily a selling point or a buzzword for me. However, not just the representation, just like the fake dating trope, all that stuff, etc. Everything about what everyone has said about The Love Hypothesis, I've just been so excited for. And so the idea of it being fan fiction is not necessarily turning me off. So I'm very much looking forward to The Love Hypothesis and letting you guys know how I feel about it, and also letting you know how the representation is, because I do, from the bottom of my heart, hope that the representation is done well, and I'll let you know if I endorse it. So I guess that's gonna be it for this video today, book lovers. If you happen to stay till the end of this video, leave me the pink heart emoji emoji with the sparkles. I really love that emoji, and also we're talking about romance today, and I just feel like that emoji suits. If you happen to enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet already. Join the amazing community of book lovers. And also, I have social medias. I'm at gswizzlebooks on Twitter and Instagram, and I'm also Goodreads. That's www.goodreads.com/gswizzle. And finally, I'm at TikTok. I'm at gswizzle on TikTok if you want to follow me there for some bookish content. I love you, book lovers, and I will see you later. Peace.
Started out with half and I flipped it into double. Started out with half and I flipped it into double.